Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Forge Coffee Break. This is our bi-weekly meeting or gather to discuss Forge topics, anything that we have in mind. It's a very interesting space. We've been this today's episode number 6, and it actually is a very special edition of the coffee break because we are running the Rapa Nui Accelerator this week as well. So we will have a few attendees of the event. I will ask them to speak up, say their name, and what kind of projects they are working on this week. And I have several special guests this week. And thank you all for joining today. And so let me start. Who in here is attending the accelerator? Let's see if we have anyone. I think we have one. So open your mic. You have the microphone. You can open it and go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm in the accelerator. I'm in Rapa Nui.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And
Mm.
are you enjoying so far?
Oh yeah, yes, yes.
So yeah.
I just finished, talking to Javier and Peter and Sheldon. I'm trying to use as much of your time as humanly possible. Um, and yes, it's been a great experience, and I think it's in order if we say thank you uh, for what you're doing here.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Um, Anything that you'd like to say about your project, what you're doing?
Sure. Uh, it started as a very ambitious project, and it impacted life in this week.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea would be that starting from a model, a Revit model, sorry, uh, you bring it into the viewer with the derivative, and then you take pictures
Yeah.
inside
So
the constructed
let me
environment.
stop you just for a moment.
Sure.
Just remind you that this is an open space, and well, we have people from different locations, so it's okay for you to share as long as it's nothing confidential for you. Okay.
I'm the head of the company, so
Okay. Sure.
I
Just
can
to heads up.
technically blame everything on myself alone. But no, the idea would be to get to know the platform and get my hands dirty a little bit with coding, close to the bare metal. So you give me a Revit model, I come onto the job site, take pictures, and then what I want to do is take those flat 2D pictures and project them onto the 3D geometry. Um, Whatever this might be usable for, I'm not even sure yet, but that was my idea that I proposed for the accelerator, and I got in. And then, as I said, life decided to sort of take most of the time in my day. And I'm progressing, even though a little bit slowly compared to what could be a full day of work for an experienced developer. And I'm enjoying it so far. And I think your program is awesome, uh, even if only for giving people like me the chance to, get in touch with the technology. And when I say people like myself, you have to take into consideration that I am very new to coding altogether, and I'm completely new to coding inside the Autodesk ecosystem. Of course, I'm a long, long, long time AutoCAD user because I graduated in 1999, guys. That's how old I am.
Wow.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm not that far away. So
Yeah,
so
neither do I.
as a user, I've enjoyed Autodesk products for years.
cool.
As a coder, that's a very new relationship, and it's going all right. It's going all right.
Warming up, right? Excellent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Getting to know each other a little bit, meeting for a coffee, that kind of stuff.
Cool. So yeah, thank you, Marco. Do we have anyone else from the accelerator?
Yeah, I see Hi Min and I see Ari Thordarson as well. Maybe Hi, can you?
Are you guys there? Can you open your mic? Would you like to open your mic, camera?
Hi.
Oh,
Hi
hi, Ari.
Ari. Yeah, so I've just been here learning about Forge, and I used it for the first time last week. So I'm just
Excellent.
we I'm working at a company called Arkio, and have been making this app that's for like making architectural models in VR, and we have been developing a Revit plugin for importing and exporting between Revit and this app.
Great. Yeah. Hope you're doing well this week.
Yeah, it's been really useful to be on this
Yeah.
accelerator.
Excellent. So we're having a lot of things going on. The accelerator is, I think that's the main event this week. But over the last few weeks, we've been discussing about SVF2, or some people used to know that as OTG. And I know that some people here at the event are using that as well. So I was just, because as we are here, and this was a very common question several times, right? This is now open as a private beta, and we are now looking for feedback from you, developers, or using Forge, because this is a major improvement on the how we view models, especially large models. And by good chance, we have Mikako here. Mikako is helping us a lot with the beta program, and Kevin as well, but I don't think he's here. And Michael, he was with us on the coffee break maybe 2 weeks back. He knows SVF2 back to back. So if you're interested in joining this beta, here is your chance. Just send us a message on this forge.svf2.testers. And yeah, let's hope to get you there. I remember a few of you asking about the SVF2. Who was it? I have a few people coming to a few events. Hi, Mikako, your microphone is...
Mayan was asking about it. Mayan?
Mayan?
Sorry,
Is
I
he
need
here?
to look at that. I think he is in Asia, so not today.
Okay.
I mean, right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing, yeah, Mayan, I think. One thing we had to consider is right now, this one is, the performance thing is effective only in America and Europe. And we just discussing about the open up for Asia regions. So Asia one might come slightly later. We want to
didn't know
start
that.
with Japan. Yeah, actually I found out yesterday too.
Mm. Yeah, probably because of the WebSocket connection, right?
Exactly, you know very well.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay, thank you, Mikako.
Yeah, actually Xiaodong found out by hard way.
Oh, interesting. So let me go back to people. You have any questions? Anything that you'd like to bring up? Topics? Don't be shy.
Augusto, I have one question about this
Yes.
SVF. So when you say optimization, so is it related to the big models only, or even small models would be affected by this improvement in terms of loading time and those things?
So let me take a first try, and I have a lot of other experts here, right? So there are two things. The first one is it's about geometry optimization to remove duplicated geometry inside the model, right? So that should speed up the process because you don't have to load the same geometry, 2-3 times over, right? You just load it once, and the viewer will show that as much as you need it. And the second key piece is how we connect to the server. Instead of downloading the whole thing as like large chunks, we get them via WebSockets, really on the very small chunks, which improves the performance on how we load them. So it should help on very large models, but it applies to small models too, right? It's just that you don't see the difference. 10% improvement on 1 second versus 10% improvement on 1 minute is a very different range, right? So that's why it's more clear on a very large model, but it should apply to all models. Well, let me give a chance to some other here that also know about that.
Yeah, I can maybe add a bit more detail. So there is some pretty incredible logic and research that has gone into this new optimized file format. And again, as August already said, the main focus has been geometry deduplication, right? Not only, but and the cool part is that, so we're looking for duplicates of geometry, not only within a single model, but also across different versions of your model, which has been, a bit of an issue for us with SVF, where, if you made a small change to your Revit model and you ran it through the Forge pipeline again, right? A lot of the geometry, a lot of the same geometry would be recreated unnecessarily. So the SVF2 is able to find all the duplicate geometry across versions of your models, even across different models, right? So if you imagine you have let's say a Revit model with thousands of pillars and pipes, straight pipes, this new algorithm will be able to detect all of these as basically just cylinders with a slightly different transform, with a different radius, differently, or with a different orientation, position, things like that. All of that will be just a single cylinder. So you'll just be getting a single cylinder geometry to the viewer, and then that one cylinder will be instantiated and positioned and scaled differently. So there will be some significant loading time and even rendering improvements. Another one that is probably worth mentioning as well is the persistent IDs, right? So up until now, we've been using this concept of external IDs where when you, let's say, load an SVF model from a Revit file, we use the DB-IDs as usual, right? But these are not persistent across versions of your models. For that, you would have to resort to something like external IDs that were available in the properties, in the metadata. Now with this SVF2, the IDs are using this concept of a shape descriptor. And with that, we can already help you make the IDs persistent across versions natively. So you don't have to rely on something like external IDs, which can be different for different source file formats. So that's another one. And yes, as Augusto mentioned, the WebSocket connection, a persistent connection to the server will have some significant performance improvements as well for both, small models, small and large.
Yeah, okay, sounds really good. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah. And it should be transparent, right? So if you have your model and your model is now also translated to SVF2, the viewer will load the SVF2 version of that. And it should be transparent for you because it's the same library, the same API you have today on the viewer. We work with SVF1 or SVF, we work with SVF2. So it's actually mostly transparent. There are a few additional methods, but it's mostly transparent.
Okay, thank you, Augusto.
Cool, thank you for your question.
We have someone else from the accelerator that I think was unmuting. Hi, me. Are you all right?
Okay.
Hey, hello, everyone.
Oh, hi, Sergio.
Good evening from Vietnam.
How are you?
Yes. Before this asset, I don't know what should I do if I want to use Frog. But after today, I think I have the answer. What should I do if I want to use design automation? And the what I want is before I learn Frog, I want to bring our customer factory online, and I think Frog can do this. After this event, I think I have to learn very much, but I think it's okay.
To get started with design automation, the best place is the tutorial we have. So yeah, that would be my first suggestion. When you think design automation, you always have to consider that you have a plugin running within the engine, right? So a big part of your development will be with the plugin, right? So the tutorial I was talking about is learnforge.autodesk.io, and then you scroll down to modify your models. So that should give you the basic steps to get design automation working, and including the plugin piece. But the plugin is, in this case, is really simple, but it should explain the input and the output and how to establish the connection within the pieces on your application.
Yes, today Mr. Adam helped me to use automation template on C#, and I take all of my work today to understand. And I hope I have some idea to give current plugin with Inventor running on local to Forge.
So are you using Revit?
No, my area is product design and manufacturing. So yes.
Inventor then. Okay, sure. As you're part of the accelerator, I would suggest to get some time with Adam. He's based in the UK, or with Sajid. He's based in India, so maybe a better time zone. You have more overlap to discuss, really how to get your application working. But it's essentially the same application you have on Inventor, right? You just have to, and that applies to all the engines. You just have to make it run in batch mode, meaning there is input, it's like a black box, and then output, right? So that's the key difference. So I'm seeing a few questions on the chat panel. I mean, you are welcome to open your microphone and explain as well. But let me try to read from Mikhail Stefaniuk. Hope I'm saying this right. Maybe you should help me. I'm wondering if AutoCAD Plant 3D can be used with Forge. I'd like to run some .NET DLLs on your cloud. At one point, Plant 3D was not supported, but perhaps that changed nowadays. Are there any plans to introduce this vertical? So design automation for AutoCAD only supports the vanilla version of AutoCAD. We very recently added Civil 3D. It's still in beta, but you can run Civil 3D specific code with design automation. The other verticals are not supported, so we cannot open and manipulate those other formats or the other verticals with design automation yet. What is supported is that if you open a Plant 3D or any vertical DWG with model derivative, it will extract the properties because model derivative opens the object enablers for all of those verticals, right? Design automation also, it does open all the verticals, the object enablers. So with the object enablers, you can open the drawing that will not come as a proxy, but you cannot actually manipulate them using the respective APIs, as I mentioned. So model derivative works well. You can see all the properties. Design automation, only AutoCAD and Civil 3D as of today.
Augusto, I think the vertical only 5 kinds though. I don't think it's everything. I know AutoCAD architecture, MEP, civil, plans, I don't know.
All the object enablers, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, that was the last information I got, but if there is anything specific, I can try to confirm and get on the next coffee break if any object enabler is not supported. But as far as I know, all the object enablers are supported. But I'll double check. Thank you, Mikhail.
Thanks. Very helpful. Thanks.
Yeah, Augusto, Jim here. It strikes me, to peel that onion back just one more layer, it'd be nice to know, when it comes to things like attributes that are specific to Plant 3D, can I use just kind of plain AutoCAD and the object enablers there to change an attribute? Not geometry, not a line, but just change an attribute like a ID or a tag number. And is the answer different if I use Plant 3D where some of the data is kept in an external database?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting, Jim. The properties are, we can only change the properties using the respective APIs. The object enablers don't allow us to change the properties, even if it's only an attribute to that element, right? But yes, in the case of Plant3D, we may use an external database like a SQL server. In that case, the data is stored outside. The data is always stored outside with the DCF file. But yeah, if you have a different setup, right, that can work. If you have a setup where your data is stored outside.
Right, and that's a Plant3D configuration. You can decide if your data is external SQL Server or internal inside the DWG.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Okay. Yeah, Plant3D is unique on that case, right?
Thank you.
And there was another question from William, yes, about the markups. So Michael was sending him a quick blog post on how to use markup from BIM 360. Actually, the markup is available for outside or viewer users, right, developers, with the markup core and markup GUI extensions. So you can use them to duplicate the feature of creating markups. But the extension is just to create a markup on the viewer, not the server side to save and restore that information, right? So that's something to keep in mind. You have to save that on your database.
Augusto, adding to that,
yes, go ahead.
There's a whole lot of functionality that's in the BIM 360 markup tool, and if you're after those additional features, that's something you're going to have to code. We don't actually provide that source code.
Yeah, that's right.
So what the best we can offer is the extension, the source code for the extension, and also some of the documentation on how to use the markups core. So that I can take you through some of the examples that we've done in the past with other customers, but it's been done quite a lot.
So Jim, again, I'm trying to see if I understand correctly why, because other people may have that same question. When you create a markup inside the BIM 360 environment, BIM 360 is tracking who are you allowed to do a markup, it's saving certain kind of attributes into the BIM 360 database. So when you want to do your own markup kind of outside of BIM 360, it's not getting all that kind of required information to be kind of a first-class BIM 360 markup. And that's why this gets messy. So if you want to do an external markup outside of BIM 360, you end up having to save all this information kind of externally and track it and manage it, but you really can't merge it into BIM 360's markup system. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's it. Actually, Mikako, that's a good question for you, and I don't want to hijack the conversation here. Is there any plans for the BIM 360 markup to be exposed through the APIs?
Yeah, good question. I've been asking from the beginning of BIM 360. That's my answer. Yes. Yeah, frankly speaking, yeah, the markup has been requested quite from the beginning, as everybody knows. Yeah, and it's still just taking so long. So yeah, thank you for reminder. I think after certain pieces are done in this release, we'll probably need to go back and then push again.
Do keep in mind there's a business decision here, right? Because Autodesk funds all this technology we build by people paying user subscription fees. So when somebody says, well, I want kind of first-class BIM 360 markups, we say, go get a user license, get added as a member of that BIM 360 project. And then you can go do that rather than kind of doing something externally. Because again, we do this as a business, and as you start to kind of peel off functionality and make it possible outside of BIM 360, less people need to get a user subscription, and then we don't have the money to fund all this. So the answer may be no for a business reason, even if technically the answer may be yes, we can do that. Not that I know that's the answer. I just want people to recognize there's kind of two factors weighing on this how we respond to this desire to be able to do first-class BIM 360 markups outside of BIM 360.
William,
Yeah.
does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, William. Interesting conversation as
Awesome.
well.
Yeah, but I think still it's slower than we expected. So yeah, I will still push though, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely keep pushing. Just recognize the end of the day, the product manager may say, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and then another thing might be in a way our team has to be a little more careful and then good at it is collecting a business case from our third parties too. And in the past, we are asked to report these wishes in certain ways, and recently it's kind of changed. So right now, what we are trying to do is we need to be more consistent collecting all the business cases. So when product team asks us, so next half year planning and please send us all the requests from the partner. At that time, if we find that we hear this often, but if we try to list the business cases, sometimes we had to, frankly speaking, we found that it's not correctly or it's not exhaustive lists, and business case become a little bit weak. So I think our team also has to be good at that too.
Also true. Thank you, Mika. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, I want to know where Michael's sitting outside.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah, it's a nice virtual background. It's quite
You like it? It looks real. It looks real. I've got a green screen.
Very nice.
I don't
Real
see
and
any,
shaky.
I don't see any smoke. Is he doing this via his phone?
Yes. That's the reason he's shaking.
Got my mask. Yeah,
So
yeah,
much
it's
smoke here in the Bay Area.
yeah. It's this. Actually, today's been pretty good. It's been had lots of bushfires. You guys, GM, I know, and Augusta have noticed. Augusta, you must be getting it pretty bad.
Not that bad actually. Yeah, here
good.
I think the bay when it crosses the bay, it's not that bad. I think it's worse south and north in the bay, not east.
And does anybody notice Augusto and Peter? Behind Augusto, probably about 300 meters, is Peter.
I know.
Oh yeah, I can see him over there. What is he like? What is he? Good point, Jim. Cool.
All right. Who else do we have? Cool. So how long does this go, Augusto? Does it go the full hour, or do we go?
No, it's usually 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
To catch up and have a few questions and catch up with everyone. Have some cup of coffee.
I wasn't expecting so many people. This is like crowded.
Yeah, Jaime, what kind of coffee beans?
These ones in the back are called geisha, Colombian geisha.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're high quality beans. They're really good. Peter knows about them.
They're from
and Michael
Sally.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're better than these ones. You probably know who these guys are, Jim, right?
Martha Brothers. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know Martha Bros? Oh, these guys are pretty good. Not bad. Yeah, this is a small family chain in the Bay Area.
So they haven't gone corporate yet? They haven't done the, what is it, Blue Bottle, or who's the...
I was going to say Blue Bottle, whatever happened to that. I really missed that one.
Blue Bottle, it's thriving. They're the third kind of... They call it the third wave of coffee, kind of like industry. Basically, in the morning, you get the one that you get at home. Then you get a Starbucks on the way there. But then around in the afternoon, you go for the high-quality Blue Bottle one.
Interesting.
Or what's the other one? Ritual. There's a lot of Ritual floating around.
Yeah. No, they're third wave of coffee. They're big now. Here in New York, we have in Brooklyn and Manhattan a couple ones. Yeah, they have good coffee, actually.
But Jaime, what about Guatemalan coffee? Are you
Oh.
telling me that's not first class? Is that
Oh
second
yeah,
class?
it is. No, it is first class. Yeah, it's just I happened to photograph these beans a while back, so that's one of the reasons. Yeah, that I have that. But I will photograph some Guatemalan ones that I have in there as well.
Oh, in Augusto, you should think about, do we have one of these at like 5 or 6 o'clock at night? So we, instead of it's a coffee break, it's a kind of a beer break.
Yeah,
It's at 5 p.m., right?
That's
There's
tempting.
a coffee break at 5 p.m., which is about the right time for the Aussies. So
Yes.
all the Aussies are, it's about 11, maybe noon in
Yeah, that should work as
Sydney. So,
I envy you guys. I can't drink coffee right now because of the stomach problem.
You need to.
I need like a chamomile time or something.
Oh, I'm late to another meeting. I'm ducking. Anyway, it's been a pleasure to see everybody.
Yeah, same.
yeah, same to see everyone.
Bye bye, Jim.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jim.
Bye,
Hey
Jim.
guys.
Bye, guys.
William, grab me
just,
online.
let me just
Oh,
take
sorry.
the chance to do one more thing here. We actually have, let's come back here. We have the next coffee break right September 9 in 2 weeks. So same time, same link, and hope to see you there. Right, September 9, same time, same link.
One question. Will this format be preserved after the pandemic is over and everything is all back to normal, or?
So yeah, we booked. We plan to start this during the summertime, and with the possibility of extending after that. But yeah, the idea is to keep that going for a long time. And if you just register for the link, you should get a notification every 2 weeks.
Great.
It should be the same link every 2 weeks.
So you will be seeing me. Great. Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you, William. Cool. Yeah. See you all September 9, and same link. And yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the great questions,
Awesome.
great discussion today, and great coffee.
Great to see Peter there and Keen Wellesley. My God, I can't believe I haven't seen you guys for ages. See you.
Been ages, like.
Nice to see you
Right.
too.
Take
Bye.
care, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.